Hi guys, welcome to the 3.3 guided notes video. This is for multiplying functions. So when you're trying to multiply functions, they are normally going to give you a composite function like this where they tell you f of x times g of x. So all they want you to do is take f of x, which is this 3x squared plus 4x plus 2, and multiply it with g of x, which is 2x plus 3. So you can do this in two different ways. You can either do it with the box method, or you can do it with the traditional FOIL and do first, outer, inner, last. But when you're having, multiple things like trinomial, then you want to use the box method just because it makes things a little bit more organized. So let's see if my board will work with me and let me write on this. So we got 3, nope. Let's see, pencil. We'll use green. Let's see if it does it now. All right, so we have 3x squared and 4x and 2. We're just getting that from here. And then 2x and 3 will go on the side here. So then all you do is 2x times 3x squared, which is 6x to the third, and 2x times 4x, which is 8x squared, and 2x times 2, which is 4x, 3 times 3x squared, which is 9x squared, 3 times 4x, which is 12x, and 3 times 2, which is 6. And now all you're going to do is combine any like terms that are the same. So you can only combine exponents that are the same exponents. So 6x to the third is the only 6x to the third. So that's going to be our first term that goes in the front because we're doing it in standard form. Then we have a 9x squared and an 8x squared that you can combine. 9 plus 8 is 17, so 17x squared. And I like to cross them out if I've already done them just so that I don't have to worry if I missed anything. Then we have 12x is going to go with 4x, and if you notice I'm using a different shape so that I know that these two go together because they both have boxes around them. So 12 plus 4 is 16, and that's 16x, so I crossed that out because I did that. 6 can't combine with anything else, so I just drop it down, and there's my answer. Let's go on to the next one. Let's change colors on this one. Let's do magenta. Let's see, does it have a thicker line? No. Okay, anyway. So let m of a equal 3a to the fifth minus 2a squared plus 8, and p of a equals a squared minus 2. Find m of a times p of a. So I'm going to write 3a to the fifth here. Ooh, I like magenta. And then this is minus 2a squared, so I'm going to put negative 2a squared plus a positive 8. Then on this side I do a squared, and this is a negative 2, so I'm going to put negative 2 on this side. So a squared times 3a to the fifth, you add the exponents, so that's 3a to the seventh. Then I have a squared times negative 2a squared, so that's negative 2a to the fourth, because 2 plus 2 is 4. And then a squared times 8, which is 8a squared. Then negative 2 times 3a to the fifth, which would be negative 6a to the fifth. And then I've got negative 2 times negative 2a squared, which is a positive 4a squared. And last, negative 2 times 8, which is negative 16. So now I'm going to find if there's any 7s. No, there's not, so 3a to the 7th is going to be our first term. Then we have any 5s? No, we don't, so we're just going to drop it down. Do we have any 4s? Negative 2a to the fourth? Nope, drop it down. Do we have any squares? Yes, we do. 4a squared and an 8a squared. So 4 plus 8 is positive 12a squared. And then we have negative 16, which doesn't combine with anything, so you just drop it down. And then that would be the answer for this one. Next we have let h of x equal x minus 1 and g of x equal x to the third plus 6x squared minus 5. Find h of x times g of x. So we've got h of x is x, hold on. Got to select my pen again. Let's do a different color. Let's do blue. So we have x and negative 1. And up here we've got x to the third, 6x squared, and negative 5. Make sure you put the negative if there are any. So x times x to the third is x to the fourth. X times 6x squared is 6x to the third. And x times negative 5 is negative 5x. Then negative 1 times x to the third is just negative x to the third. So negative 1 times all of this is just going to be the opposite sign. So instead of a positive 6x squared, it's a negative 6x squared. Instead of a negative 5, we're going to change it to a positive 5 because negative 1 times negative 5 is a positive 5. Now we're looking for anything with a 4. There's none, so x to the fourth goes in front. Then we have a 3. Well, this 3 will match with this 3. So negative 1 essentially is what this is, just a negative 1 out front. Negative 1x to the third. Negative 1 plus 6 is a positive 5x to the third. We don't have any other squares, so we're dropping that down. And we don't have any other x's, so we drop that down. And we don't have any other numbers, so we just drop that down. And you're done, because you got all 6 boxes. Okay, with word problem, we have the length of the sides of a square are s inches long, a rectangle is 6 inches shorter and 8 inches wider than the square. Express the length and width of the rectangle as a function based on the side of the square. So let's pick a color. Let's go with cyan. That seems fun. All right, so they said the length of the square, or the side of the square, is S. And I don't think you guys are going to be able to see that one. Let me change the color. Or not. There we go. Let's do red. That's better. All right, so the length of a side of the square is S, and then it says the rectangle is 6 inches shorter and 8 inches wider. So 6 inches shorter would be S minus 6, and then 8 inches wider would be S plus 6. Or let me see if it'll erase for me. No. All right, so I'm just going to write this up here. S plus 6, just because you can read it better if it's up there. And then it says write it as express the length and width of the rectangle as a function based on the side of the square. So we have f of s for the width, should actually be f of w for the width. F of w is s plus 6. Oh my goodness. Start over here. I am going to scream. I can't erase either because I'm in a PowerPoint and it won't let me erase. So f of w equals s plus 6, and then f of l for the length equals s minus 6. This is supposed to be s plus 8. There we go. So the width is s plus 8 and the length is s minus 6. Sorry about that. All right, so down here it says write the function to represent the area of the rectangle in terms of the sides of the square. Hint, area equals a length times width. So we're going to take our width and multiply it by our length. So s times s is s squared. S times 8 is 8s. Negative 6 times s is negative 6s. And negative 6 times 8 is negative 48. So s squared doesn't have anything to combine with. Negative 6s and 8s, they do because they both have an s. So negative 6 plus 8 is a positive 2s. And negative 48 is just left over. And that's it. So you're done. Go Seahawks. Woo!